We are back in the month of December, back in the month of winter solstice holidays, which means the return of Advent verses. So, we did this last year where we put a knockoff Advent calendar of Transformers against a knockoff Advent calendar of Pokemon, and fun was had by all. Except for the people who didn't like it, that's not my fault. So, we're going to do it again, and this time, mostly just because I found a completely different advent calendar of Transformer toys, and we have some familiar traits. Number one, we have not one but two of those Crash and Transform knockoff spring-loaded toys, so the next calendar is going to have to try real hard to beat two of those. But what interested me this time is that we actually seem to have some different choices going on here. For instance, we have some familiar traits from the previous advent calendar of last year. For instance, we have Micromasters that have been reshelled as other popular vehicles. It looks like a very Christmassy take on a Quinjet. And then we have things that appear to just be Micromaster knockoffs, but then look at everything else and things get a little bit more interesting than they were last year. For instance, that is obviously Legends Hound in knockoff form. That's Brawn, but I can't discern that that's actually like a take on Brawn that I've actually seen an official toy of. And then we have a construction vehicle, which the last Advent calendar did not have any of. And then a biplane. And I'm super curious about the biplane because it seems to be a Micromaster sized biplane which has never existed officially. So there might be actually original molds in here? I don't know. That's the curious part. But that is the Transformer side of things. Now, they were barely victorious last year, thanks to the Pokemon's Advent calendar occasionally dropping in something that was surprisingly high quality for what it was, and the Transformers got by basically on play value alone. So the next calendar has got to be a big contender to beat what should be a more interesting calendar. And I have chosen one that definitely has an advantage. Behold, this calendar. Oh, you know you're in for a good knockoff advent calendar when you have absolutely no sign on the box of what lies in store. Especially when you take a look and realize just how shoddy the box is in the first place. I mean, for starters, all the artwork is stolen. It's very clearly stolen by the fact that none of the artwork matches in any way, shape, or form. And then you also have 48. That is right. Every slot has two figurines in it, not one. So it will be Transformers, and it's one toy a day, trying to compete with this calendar, and it's two. So the thumbnail on this one is intentionally ambiguous because I'm just going to open up number one and let you see exactly what I have chosen to go up against Transformers this year. I'm just going to point out, number one makes it look like someone left mayonnaise on the sign. That's what we're going with. Okay, let's put that aside. We'll do that second. So where is number one on this massive thing? I hate when the layout is confusing and obscures what you're supposed to be looking for. See, I'm legitimately blind this year. We've just started and I already cannot find number one. There we go. Right here. Okay. So let's pop this thing open. Let's see who is waiting for us inside. Oh! Whoa, this is a big one. What? Oh my, that's actually fairly big for number one. I was expecting a Micromaster. Ugh. You have your work cut out for you. This might be a trouncing. But it comes down, with the Transformer items, it actually comes down to quality. It actually comes down to how well designed this is and how fun it is to play with. So let's peel this bag open and release what is absolutely not lead paint covered toy. Okay. Okay, so for starters, okay, a little bit rickety, but okay. Oh no. Oh no. Well, It might have a chance after all. Oh, that's a shame, isn't it? Well, yeah, the wheels are not pegged on. The wheels aren't clipped on or anything. They literally just pegs. And literally just 5mm. Not even that. Like, so what we would have had this Beachcomber toy. We would have had a knockoff of this Beachcomber toy, complete with its own interesting take on an Autobot symbol there on the front. I'm waiting for my logo to pop up as one of these knockoff faction symbols. But okay, so assuming it had a wheel, this would actually not be too bad. I mean, the plastic does feel pretty flimsy, but it definitely looks okay. The color is not too off. You know, it's just plain off-white. If we transform it, oh, heavy clip there. Can we pull the arms out? Yeah, we can. I don't know if that's part of the transformation or not. On this one, it's a little bit hard to tell. And oh, pushing the torso in actually makes the head go up. Okay, so you work that in. So yeah, it's supposed to be a Beachcomber toy. I believe this might be the Legends Beachcomber upscaled. Yeah, it's definitely Beachcomber. Man, that plastic really flushes the details. The details are already pretty soft on this one. But, you know, that's actually, that wouldn't be too bad if it wasn't for the lack of a tire on it. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, so the Transformer side of this is starting on a downside. All right, the big reveal. What is going up against Transformers this year for Advent Versus? We have to go into slot number 1 here in order to reveal that. And hit my light along the way. And we look. We see a familiar face from a video game. Yep, we are doing Transformers versus Super Mario. And I gotta tell you, it's not looking good so far. So, what we have here are... Hang on. We'll do this guy first. We'll do this one first. What we have here are some pretty simplistic ones. And these figurines are all going to be simplistic. Am I kidding? So, okay, we've got a Spiny. I like Spinies. They are very annoying enemies from the original game. So they are very much... Well, they're very hard to hold on to as well. Because, you know, Spiny. So, the paint on it's a little bit sloppy. We acknowledge that. Yeah, on the underside it gets really sloppy, but at least that's an area you're not going to see. The eyes are not rendered too bad on this. You know, this actually just kind of looks like... If this is just like a poorly painted Jazzwares figure, I'd probably give it a pass. What hurts it, unfortunately, is the other one it comes with, which is Red Shell. It's just a red shell. It's not really a figurine. It's not really a thing. It's just an accessory for figurines later on. So, honestly, not sure how to grade this. I mean, it's a nice little 2 set of red shell boys. So I guess that has merit to it. Versus this. And honestly, the quality on this is not too bad outside of, you know, missing wheel. This one might be tough. This one might be tough, because the Spiny actually just does its job. Whereas, yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Is it okay if I start on, like, a tie? Can I mean, it's my videos. I can do whatever I want. But I kind of want to start this one off on a tie. The Beachcomber would absolutely win if it actually had its wheel. I mean, I can't judge it based on that. I have to judge based on what I got. But the fact that the Spiny is actually kind of passable actually kind of gives me a nod to go, yeah, let's just go with my heart. I'm actually going to say the Mario wins this time. Mostly because I got a broken toy right out of the first freaking slot. So that is day 1 of Advent Versus. Thank you for joining me, and please look forward to more. This is probably only going to get weirder as we go, as these Advent calendars are wont to do. I will see you tomorrow.
We parlay with the captain.
You would think a werecroc is going to listen to elvish rules of piracy.
Of course it would be the freaking elves that invented parlay.
I had to think of a quick replacement for the French.